Hi, good morning. You must be the new intern. Welcome aboard. Come in. We are just getting started. I'm Sarah. You can take a seat next to Jim, he will show you the ropes. As I was saying, gang, we have just received a new instructional design project for an important client, so we need all hands on deck.
But I don't know enough about instructional design. How can I help?
Don't worry, I'll help you.
So, how do you know which model to choose?
Well, it often depends on the needs of the clients. ADDIE is one of the most used models. It is a 5-step sequential model for building courses which shows a clear pattern of cause and effect. It's effortlessly replicable, so it is a practical teaching tool. In many ways it can seem ideal for streamlining the e-learning development process. At each stage, e-learning developers can see how far they've come and tabulate the next step. It's easy to chart progress and there's a tangible result at each stage.
Sounds perfect. I guess we will be using ADDIE then. Right?
Not necessarily. A lot of people have started to criticize ADDIE because it is a bit of a waterfall system, which doesn't really allow for backtracking. This can result in costly mistakes. Think about it, each stage has to be completed before moving on, so you may be several steps further before you spot a problem. Then have to go back to the beginning to fix things or revise the content. By forcing you to retrace your steps to see what went wrong and how you can steer the e-learning strategy back on track, the ADDIE system can end up a slow process, and we all know that. Time is money.
Yeah, I see what you mean, it's a bit behind the times, alright. Isn't there anything a bit more? I don't know. Agile.
Well, actually there is. The SAM model follows a system that theoretically reviews the process from start to finish. The instructional design team brainstorms any potential problems and establishes contingencies, creating an atmosphere of problem solving rather than simply following instructions. The system gives you more of a heads up and allows designers to backtrack and tweak learning content without stalling the entire project. Sarah told us this morning that we would be using the SAM model for this project.
Sounds like a good plan, but can you explain to me what the SAM model actually is? All these acronyms are giving me a headache.
Sure, no problem. SAM stands for Successive Approximation Model, and it is a simplified version of the ADDIE model. It's an agile, iterative process for designing through team collaboration. Developed by Dr. Michael Allen of Allen Interactions, it was designed specifically to build working models earlier in the process. So we won't run the risk of having to start over and delay the project if we find a mistake later on.
Perfect. That all makes so much sense. So what's the process?
First, we have the Savvy Start. That's when we set out all needed information and context for the project to use as a basis for brainstorming, sketching, and prototyping. That's what we are doing today. It usually involves as many of the team as possible to help develop the material. I guess that's why Sarah has thrown you in at the deep end.
Tell me about it. So, what comes after the Savvy Start?
Pretty much everything else we need to do. In small projects, after the Savvy Start, all of the stages of design and development run simultaneously. This makes it easy to spot a problem in one phase, repair it, and correct any related factors. Unlike ADDIE, it's not a top-down system, and because everything is collaborative, each team and process feeds off the other. Even with bigger projects, SAM has just 3 parts: preparation and the Savvy Start, iterative design, and iterative development. The key word here is iterative. Iteration is basis for SAM. Each step is meant to be repeated and revisited. When we move into the iterative design phase, the goal is to design and prototype the material so that our clients can evaluate it. When you think about it, it's easier to give feedback and evaluate a product that exists rather than one that is only an idea, right? Also, it allows for a more extensive review and testing, and makes scope creep or major issue less likely to pop up. When all that is done, we move into the final iterative development phase. This is when the finished prototype is fully developed and implemented. Once it has been used, it can be evaluated and run back through development and implementation phases until it is ready to be rolled out, just like an agile project.
Whoa. Sounds like a lot of work.
I hope I haven't scared you.
Scared? No. Not at all. Well, maybe just a little bit.
It sounds much more complicated than it actually is, I promise. Plus, you arrived just in time for the savvy start, which really is the best part. Come on. They've already started.
Wish me luck.